Vlatko, you've beaten New Zealand by 5 goals in the last 4 games, stuck a fairly understrength squad with a lot of new faces. How valuable of an exercise is this to play against New Zealand? What are you going to get out of it?
These two games for us are very important. They're important in terms of what time of the preparation they are, but also the geographically extremely important. Obviously, we were drawn into to play games in New Zealand. We were drawn to play games in Wellington and Auckland, and we wanted to come here and focus not just on the game itself and what we can achieve throughout the game, but also to experience the trip acclimation, timelines, logistical preparation, everything. So we're excited to be here. So far, we've had tremendous time, good trainings, and excited for the match.
Just how closely are you trying to replicate the World Cup experience? Are you trying to get every sort of shoelace in its right place, all that sort of stuff?
I mean, as much as possible, I would say we were trying to replicate the time we have meals, the time we travel, the time we train, I mean, basically the whole regimen for game 2 and 3.
I was hoping to ask about a few players and availability. That's all right.
Sure.
Why no Megan Rapinoe on this trip?
Megan Rapinoe had a small setback in her preparation for this camp, and we decided that it's best for her not to participate and fully recover from the small injury, and hopefully be ready for the She Believes Cup.
And then a couple of longer term absentees, and whether they're tracking on track to get back to the World Cup, or when we might see them in terms of Sam Lewis and Julia in particular.
Yeah, so several players have had injuries. Some of them are back, and some of them we're going to see back pretty soon, and some of them may take a little bit longer. And first, I'm going to go with Sonnet and Lynn Williams. They're back. Lynn had a long-term injury. She's back, and we're excited to have her back. We're hoping to see some of the other ones like Tierna Davidson, who's already in full training, to see back hopefully in the next camp if everything goes well, and if we decide to obviously call her up. Kelly O'Hare is recovering well. Julie and Sam. With Julie, it's a little bit different than Sam. Julie, we had the conversation, and obviously she needs a little bit more time to prepare before she even starts training with the team. So we just decided to give her a little more space and time until she's fully ready to join. Where Sam will take a little bit longer, and at this point, I don't want to guess what the time is, or if she is going to be back at all.
Okay. Sounds like it might be touch and go for her tournament. Sounds like it might be touch and go for the tournament.
Yeah. So with Sam, like I said, it's a long-term injury, and at this point, we would probably not go into details with it.
What does it mean for both of you that more people will likely be coming to watch you guys tomorrow and support rather than New Zealand?
I don't know if that's necessarily the case. I think one thing is this is huge for New Zealand, and to get this amount of fans, for them to watch a women's football match, I think that's the most important thing about this. And I think us, being able to come here and see all the support that we have and know that this is a big game, and how we can inspire and kind of show the people here, what it's like, and hopefully, we see more and more people coming to these games and show, what it could be like at the World Cup as well.
What does it mean for this team to play in New Zealand?
Want me to take that?
Yeah, so like I said with the first answer, it is an important time for us of the preparation to be here. Obviously, we have we had a schedule and how we wanna execute the preparation, and the timing of when we are in New Zealand is absolutely incredible for us, because we can work on things that we need to work, or tied up the way we say, tied up some of the details that we need in these two games before we move on to the next one.
I guess you have the biggest names, you're the biggest team in world football. Is there a sense of responsibility in spreading the game globally as well?
Yes, I think Lindsey just mentioned a little bit of that for us, we obviously want to stay the best. We'll do whatever it takes to be the best. But these players, I mean, they're ambassadors of the game. They're ambassadors of women's sports in general. And anywhere they want to be examples, and they want to inspire young athletes to play the game they love to engage into sport.
How will you approach the game tomorrow? Are you planning to name your strongest available team, and it's the first game of the year? You want to test combinations and see obviously the opposition you're coming up against recent amateurs.
Yes, I mean every game that we go into, we don't talk about winning. I almost want to say like that's something that it's normal. We want to win every game, no question. Whether it's a World Cup game, Olympic game, tournament game, or a regular friendly game, but also we do want to prepare for the World Cup, because ultimately that is what matters. So we will go with our strongest lineup that we have, but there are certain tweaks that we're going to try and see how it works for us, so we can analyze and prepare for the World Cup.
How do you think New Zealand are going to kind of shape up against you guys? Have you looked back? Have you considered much previous footage, or are you just kind of focusing on yourselves?
Yeah, we always do. We always look at the opponent, analyze and show as much as possible, or familiarize ourselves as a coaching staff, but also allow the players to familiarize themselves with the opponent. But with that, I want to say that these are games, so we have to focus a lot more on ourselves. Because there will be time where we're going to have to maybe split the time. But right now, there are things that we need to get evolve in and get better at, and that's what these games are good for us.
Lindsey, as a player, how much sort of thought at this time of year, first game of the season, goes into, I guess, workload management and things, not peaking too early in such an important year ahead?
Yeah, I feel like I'm in a little weird spot because I'm currently mid-season, but I know it's been the case for the past big tournaments that I played in, and especially the last World Cup. This is the beginning of the lead up to the World Cup, and I think January camp always sets the tone and the precedent of what we're trying to do, and the lead up our last few games before the World Cup. So I think we take this as strongly as we do every other game, and this is the start. This is where we put our mark down and finalize details like Vlatko was speaking about. And, we have to go into every camp now like these are World Cup games and prepare ourselves.
How easy was it for you to get released to be able to be part of this camp? Because you obviously struggled to get some move.
I don't know if easy is the right word, but I'm very thankful that, U.S. Soccer and Olympique Lyonnais have a good enough relationship where we could speak on this, and they knew how important it was for me to be here in camp. And especially with the U.S. team, I think January camp is always a big time of the year. So, yeah, I'm very thankful for that.
Lindsey, Ellie Riley before we just talked about the USA inspiration they are for world football. On the field, of course, it goes without saying, but she was also talking about the leaders and diversity and inclusiveness and all matter of social things. So do you travel around the world? Do you feel some responsibility for the game and making the world a better place, doing your best and that sort of thing? It seems that you're sort of the leaders and that sort of thing.
Yeah, I think the more and more we travel, like even being here or me being in France, like so many people ask questions and want to know how we've done what we've done. And obviously this what we've done in the U.S. with this national team has taken a very long time, and it shouldn't have taken that long, but you can tell that there are a lot of other teams and a lot of other countries that are even further behind than we were at the start. And I think it's incredible what we've done to inspire them to be asking the questions and to be asking for more. And even my teammates at Lyon, they always ask me like how we did certain things and how we speak on certain things, because it's just they've never done it before. So I think that's where I feel it the most, being in these other countries and being able to answer these questions and help them as best as I can. I think that's inspiring for me to know that our team has made that capable, and we're, kind of a motivation for these other countries.
Vlatko, Sophia reported at the media event said that you guys were still watching film from the fall, particularly the last Germany game. Now, with a little bit of distance, are there things that you're seeing from that video that you're working in this particular camp?
Yes, we did some work, not just the Germany game, but also games before that. We did some work to tidy up some things, and we did work with the group, with the whole team, but also we did certain things with some of the with different lines, and I would also say that we did work with individual players as well.
He's not looking at me, is he?
Just in terms of what you can learn from that stretch in the fall, obviously the win against Germany in that last game, Rose's performance as well, the players' ball. Like there was this kind of like joy at the end of the year, but obviously there was that struggle in the fall. Like, what are you taking away from that sort of very strange 4-game stretch?
First off, I did not see Rose's performance at the ball. I only saw videos, but I heard it was incredible. Yeah, I think, I look back on those games. Obviously, the last one, speaks the most to me because, we have 3 losses and, so many people talk about this. It's just unknown for U.S. Women's National Team. And, it's crazy because there are so many teams that are getting better and better and competition is getting higher, and we know that. And, it's about us. It's focusing on us and how we, gut that out and we, gut out wins. We go into every single camp and we have to get better. And I think that's kind of what those 4 games were about. We're playing against some of the best teams in the world. And, a team that came off of winning the Euros and, Spain, Germany, they're incredible teams. And I think for us winning that last game, it's just like, we played really well the first one against Germany. And I don't think we played our best game the second one, but we get a win out of it. So I think we learned so many different things in both games and learned, how we can play better, how we can get out wins, what more we can do with our mentality. And I think that was the most important thing is getting that second win in that game.
Vlatko, you guys are clear favourites in this game, but what would you say New Zealand's greatest threat is?
First, I've known Yutka for a while now, and she was in the US soccer system, and she's very organized, understands the game very well, and I have no doubt that the Ferns are going to be very organized. They're going to be hard to beat, and having the fans behind them, being at home, that always helps. So I think that that will be one of the strengths. Just hard to beat, hard-nosed, organized, disciplined team.